Okay then, well, episode one of I don't even know what I'm gonna call this, like podcast chat thingy. I don't even know. All I know is that you're the first guest on it. That's all I know. So yeah, today
Oh,
we
okay.
got Ashley, aka what is it, Zombie Girl? Like Zombie
Yes.
X? That's it, Zombie Girl. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, you're too cool for two eyes. One is fine, but not two. I understand. Had to replace it with the X. I understand. Always good.
It didn't let me, so I just had to just go with the X.
It's fine, Lola. I'm no one to chat shit about names because I'm called Badger and I'm wearing my animal off my head. So it's all good. I'm the loser, not you. Okay, I'm in no position. So yeah, by all means, tell everyone a little bit about yourself. Putting you on the spot there, but there we go. Just talk about yourself a little bit, and I'll explain why I want you on it.
Okay. Well, my name is Ashley. That's usually what I go by. But um I I don't know. I just collect physical media and I've done it for quite a while. So it's kind of just my thing if I'm not outside enjoying it. I am watching movies or listening to music or even playing video games sometimes.
Groovy, yeah. So pretty much this is my whole point for this whole pod thing. So pretty much even though predominantly what I like to do is, voice acting and I like to review movies and stuff like that. That is my main passion along with collecting physical media. I just wanted to branch out and get talking to more people on there on my YouTube channel and stuff. Because I do go on Instagram occasionally. I do post on there about physical media and stuff. And yeah, pretty much. I think you are one of the more interesting people who I follow on Instagram,
Well,
and
thank you.
the reason you're welcome. Yeah, the reason why is because you have this wide variety of tastes. Like you never know what you're gonna get on your posts, along with your letterbox as well, where you review movies. Because you pretty much like everything because you're in
Yeah.
the same like ballpark as me. Because I might be like an avid fan of horror, let's say, but at the same time, you and I are both avid fans of the Before trilogy, romantic films.
Yes.
Um, Also, old school movies. I absolutely adore old school movies as well. For example, my favorite movie of all time just might be The Great Escape. Just might be. Uh, love the original King Kong. Love all that stuff. And your favorite films are like the old school stuff, like Wizard of Oz and all that. And
Yes.
I was just like, Jesus Christ, this zombie girl, man. She likes everything. This is badass. So I just found all of that interesting. And plus your pictures are obviously badass because you are a photographer in real life as well. So yeah, but just tell us all about like how this began. Like so you started posting on Instagram, you got yourself a following on there. Like what inspired you to do it? Your post, your pictures, what inspires it all on that?
Well, it happened, during 2020 when everyone was at home. And I was just so bored because I would get my work done like within a half a day. So I would just sit there and I'm like, I need something to do. And I couldn't do my photography anymore because, you couldn't go to concerts. And it was too hot to go outside. Plus where I was living at the time, it's hotter than where I'm at now. But um I've always had a collection, so I never really had anybody to share it with. I mean, my family gets it to a point, but they don't, I mean, they love movies, but they don't care so much about the physical aspect of it. So I was just like, I have all this cool stuff, so let me just show it. And to be honest with you, I have no idea how I got that much people to follow me, even though it's really minuscule to some. I don't even know how I got to the number I'm at.
Mhm. Yeah, you got like 3,000 plus now, right? Followers, right?
Yeah, I still don't know because like when you were talking about my letterboxd and when I when I get on it and I write reviews of movies that people just love. And I mean, I I really don't try to be super negative unless it's just a god awful movie. But if you don't agree with people on the majority, they get really really upset. So that's why I'm kind of like, how did I get to even 3,000 when I know I upset people? Maybe it's just my pictures they like.
Yeah, maybe. And the dog goes a long way, guys. For all of you watching, check out yeah, the Zombie Girl Instagram page. You will see a beautiful beagle named Pilgrim. And my favorite picture, by the way, I think it's the dog collection one, where you got a picture of a
Oh,
pilgrim sleeping next to a stack of
yeah.
dog movies.
Yeah.
Funny.
That was when I still lived in California, and I think I was actually packing at that point, and I had he was sleeping there while I was packing stuff, and I was just like, you know what, this is a perfect time to do that. So he's just sleeping, and I'm going to do it because if not, he's going to kick this off, and he's done with it.
Yeah, yeah. So I understand as well the whole aspect of people not understanding why you collect physical media. Me, I'm kind of late to this whole game, if I'm honest with you. When it comes to collecting physical media, I did like grow up collecting like VHSs and DVDs, but it wasn't because I was a quote unquote collector. It's just that
Hmm.
I had no choice back then. Because like we're around the same age range, right? You're almost 34, and I'm about to turn
Yeah.
32, right? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So we're pretty much in the same age range, and so you would know what I'm talking about. Back in the day, Netflix and streaming wasn't obviously around. We grew up like that.
Mm-mm.
So I had no choice but to collect. When I wanted to watch a movie, I had to go out there and purchase it. It's just the way it went. So I did end up collecting all these movies without any intention of it. It's just that I had no choice if I wanted to watch them, right?
Hmm.
And when I hit my, let's say, early 20s, I went out and I just sold them all because I didn't really value them. I thought, oh, I've got streaming, I don't really care. And I was at university at the time and I needed money. So I was like, yeah, I'll just sell these,
Yeah.
I don't care. Now I regret a lot of this in a big way because I had some pretty collectible stuff that meant a lot to me, nostalgic wise. And
Hmm.
it was only when I got into my late 20s, I was like, yeah, I want to start this up again, get more into movies and stuff. And I started realizing the benefits of it all. I like the fact that I've got like the physical commitment to it all, to watching a film. I've got more freedom to watch it whenever I want and stuff like that. And a lot of it just means so much to me. Like some of the packaging and stuff tickles my nerdy little brain. It just does.
Yes.
And same with the Funko Pops as well. I love all of that, and I know you do as well.
Yeah.
I see all that on your channel, and yeah, it's all badass. So for me, it's a bit late to the game, and that's why it's been quite cool, like connecting, getting on board with all of this, and seeing, holy shit, everyone's passionate about this now. Like
Yeah.
it's a lot more than I thought there was. I definitely prefer it to streaming any day. Yeah, do you have any thoughts on
Oh
that,
yeah.
like about streaming and stuff?
Well, I think I think I was kind of like in the same boat. Um, I've always had my movies, and I think when I what was it like in my early 20s, I had moved out for the first time. I think I was like 21 or something, and I had like two big totes of DVDs, and they came with me. I didn't care. And
Hmm.
when I had to move back to California, I I still had them, but I think Blu-rays were starting to like really come in at that point, and I still had all my DVDs and everything. And then when I was 25, well, almost 25, I got my own place for the first time. Like I didn't have to share it with anybody. So then I actually had a room that I could just dedicate to that stuff. And for a while, I had to, kind of be wary of my budget. So I didn't really have any of the collector's edition stuff. Other
Hmm.
than, I mean, if you can see that Halloween box set right there, it's right
Oh
behind
yeah.
me. But I didn't even know what that was. I just saw that it was a box set with all the Halloween movies, even though I'm not a big fan of some of them. But I was like, I love having all of them. And
Mm.
I was in Best Buy one day, and my mom was like, "What do you want for Christmas?" I think it was. And then I just looked down, and it was sitting on the shelf, and I just grabbed it, and I was like, "Here you go. This is what I want." So I still had all that stuff, but when I moved out, that's when I actually had internet, because where I'm from is very small and it's rural, and
Hmm.
internet was really touchy. So when I moved out, I was actually living in the city. Well, city, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
But I could actually get internet so I could watch streaming. So I kind of stopped for a little bit, unless I just really loved the movie.
Uh, hmm.
But I never got rid of anything. So I still had everything, but I was just watching streaming for the longest time. And then I think when I got about 28 ish, maybe, that's when I started collecting pretty heavily again, because I was like, dude, I hate this streaming stuff.
Same. Yeah, I was
And
the same age. So yeah, same age.
yeah, because I was just like, okay, well, I say like Stranger Things. I love Stranger Things. I don't care. And I only have the first two seasons on physical, because that's the only way. Those are the only ones that are on physical. And I was just like, well, if I can get those, and they were doing them at the time because Target, I think, had them or something. And I was just like, well, then forget streaming. I'm good. I could just grab all this stuff. And then now, if I want to watch something, like when that latest Stranger Things came out, I just got Netflix for that month or however long it was on, and then I just canceled. And that's what I do. If I want to watch something, I get the streaming service for a little bit, and then I just cancel it again. I
Oh, fair enough.
I don't like it. I just I don't, I'm just not a fan. I
Okay.
prefer my movie.
I understand completely. I do stream, but it's only rarely. I don't really do it
Yeah.
commonly. It's just nice. It's nice to have another option, but I prefer physical media any day. I did not know, by the way, that Stranger Things was not available on physical media after season two. Um,
Yeah.
I had no idea of any of that because I still haven't watched it yet. I'm waiting for it all to finish, and then I'll check it out. Because
Well,
long story short, I usually find it out that I usually find that shows sometimes decline, and rather than like getting myself hyped up by watching it constantly for years, I like
mhm.
the general consensus to warn me if a show ends up sucking. That way, I don't end up getting disappointed after spending eight
Yeah.
years waiting for it. That's just yeah.
Are
So I
you
haven't checked it out yet.
referring to Game of Thrones?
Uh, Believe it or not, no, because first of all, I did wait for that whole show to end before I checked it out, but I only made it to season two because personally I didn't like it.
Really?
Yeah, it doesn't mean I actually think it's bad. I don't think it's
No,
bad.
yeah.
Is I just personally just couldn't connect with it. I was like, yeah, it's just sucking my energy dry, so I gave up on it.
Gotcha.
What I'm referring to is stuff like first of all, I don't even want to say its name, but I have to. Lost is the biggest burn
Oh,
I've ever said.
yeah.
That it was painful. It was painful, man. So that was it just wasn't fun. So yeah, that was absolutely sucky. After that, I just learned my lesson. So I
Mm.
very rarely watch newer stuff until it all finishes. I did recently watch a show called what was it 12, 13 reasons why, that was it, 13 reasons
Oh,
why on Netflix.
that's pretty
And
depressing.
yeah, yeah, it's incredibly hard to watch, it's very
Yeah.
painful, and but I personally thought it was beautiful for the most
Mhm.
part. Like, I was really loving it. After season two,
Yeah.
oh no, it got kind of, in my opinion, it got horrendous. I couldn't believe how bad it got. But
Mhm.
that was how I felt about it. But at least I didn't have to wait 4 years for that disappointment to happen. At least I could just watch it all in a month and not feel like I wasted my life. So
Yeah.
that's just me. Yeah.
No, I
What
get
about
you.
you though with shows? You had that same experience?
Well, see, I watched Game of Thrones from the very beginning to the very end.
Oh.
I watched it every Sunday. And when that season 8 happened, I was just wow. It's literally like they went on to like Reddit and all the websites of people's fan theories and what would actually make sense, and they were just like, "You know what? Scrap it all. We're just going to just throw this just wrench in the whole thing." And you're just like, "Wait, what? That makes no sense." But okay. And then I had the same thing with Walking Dead. And I read the comics for Walking Dead, so I knew who was going to die. And but it just, after that moment happened, and whatever season that was season 6 or 7, I can't even remember. But after that
Do you
happened,
mean
I was
the
just,
Negan, the bat?
yes. And I was
Okay.
disappointed because I like Jeffrey Dean Morgan. I think he's awesome. And I was like, oh, he's going to be Negan. That's perfect. And I'm not saying he's bad or anybody was bad. It was just, man, after that, it just got so disappointing. It's just like, no, I'm good. I'm just going to stop.
I
But
haven't seen the last 2 seasons, so I'm missing out on the last 2 seasons, but I will check them soon.
I honestly, I stopped after that, so I don't even know what happens.
Fair enough. That show has gone on way too long. It's taken the piss.
Yes. Yes.
It just is. Like, holy shit! But
Uh,
I still like what I've seen of it. Yeah. The other thing I wanted to ask you as well is about the video games. You said that you played them. Can you tell me your history with them and all that kind of thing?
okay, well, I mean, as a prime millennial, as you're like yourself, um, you kind of just, grew up playing them because I've had, Sega, the Nintendo 64, um, PlayStation, the original one, and I had the Nintendo 64 and the PlayStation for the longest time, and then my brother had got the PlayStation 2, played that religiously. And then it was when I turned 18, I got the Xbox 360. And my word, did I go heavy into Halo and Call of Duty. Those two, I literally hung out with a bunch of guys like every day. I think we played online, and we would stay up all night playing it. And then we all got different jobs that we had to, maybe, I don't know, actually be at certain times of the day, so we couldn't play as hard as we used to. And then I had that for a while, and then I got a PlayStation 3, and then now I have the Xbox One. And I didn't play. I played The Last of Us, like most people, and I played Battlefield on PlayStation 3. That was about it. And then I stopped for a while. And then when I got my Xbox One, I played Halo again. And then, especially like 2019, 2020, ooh, that Call of Duty was heavily played. That's, I mean, I loved it because it reminded me of the, what the hell was it? The Modern Warfare of that. So those were the games that I really enjoyed playing the most. Like, I mean, I liked other games, like, Guitar Hero, like everybody else will play those games, but man, Halo and Call of Duty just had like a spell on me or something.
I'm actually very surprised listening to you because you're pretty much explaining like my life in many ways. Like the same age range, like when you got into Xbox 360 and all that, it's like, yeah, same here.
Yeah,
Uh, Guitar Hero literally inspired me to play guitar. I can play guitar, and a lot of the
yeah,
songs I began with was actually some of the songs on the originals song list. So no
yeah.
joke, I got inspired by that. I never managed to get into Halo, sadly. I tried, I just never really fully got into it. And
Mm-hmm.
Call of Duty has been a hit and miss for me, but when around the age of like 17, yeah, I was 17, I played World at War and I adored that. That was a big hit at the time.
Yeah.
That was amazing. Eventually I got into the first Black Ops. I was a big fan of that, but after that I just stopped caring about it. However,
Mm-hmm.
when the world went to shit due to this little thing called COVID, I don't know if you heard of it. Um,
Maybe.
isn't that a band? It's a band, isn't it?
Wait, what?
Is that Yeah, when the world went to shit, my friends inspired me to play, yeah, Modern Warfare again. Not the old one, like the newer ones and stuff,
Yeah.
and got me just involved in it, and I fell in love with Call of Duty again. It was like my social circle, along with
Mm-hmm.
amongst my friends and stuff. It was the only way to socialize back then, so it was mad fun, and had some crazy times playing it. Love all that. So yeah, I totally understand it. I totally do.
most of my friends, especially, as I got older, they didn't live by me anymore, but we could still play, through Call of Duty and all this stuff. So I don't know. I got more into that. I was always been interested, but I was just like, the way I played The Sims when I was younger, I don't want to get heavily obsessed like I was with that again. So I just try to avoid.
I was the same with that, man. I'm not even kidding. Oh god, yeah.
Dude, I even play it to this day still. I wish I could play the original one instead of
Mhm,
this new. I don't really like the new one as much, but man, The Sims and Roller Coaster Tycoon, cream of the
mhm.
crop. That was my favorite stuff.
Yeah, I loved the creative stuff as well when I was a kid. It was I've always been creative, so when I was a kid, that was like it just helped it helped hone in my skills when it came to creativity. The Sims I actually owe a lot to. In fact,
Yeah,
no exaggeration whatsoever. I cannot like play PlayStation 2 properly anymore on my big ass 75-inch TV up there. I can't. So
yeah,
I literally got my friend to install a PlayStation 2 emulator. Naughty, I know, but it's got to be done. And it was literally just yesterday I downloaded my Sims games onto the emulator yesterday. Literally yesterday, so it's weird that you're bringing up the Sims. But yeah, I'm doing that because I actually do intend on doing a long, in-depth review of The Sims, well, the PlayStation games I played, because I owe so much to those games. They helped my creativity in a big way. They did,
yeah.
and yeah, they meant a lot to me.
When I had PlayStation, like I would play the Resident Evil games and I'd play the Silent Hill. Dude, Silent Hill scared me so much as a child. I think I was too young to play it, but your parents, they don't know. You're just like, Dad, it's fine. Okay, here you go. I'll rent it for you. But yeah, I don't know. Like when I was a kid, I think I had more time as a kid because, like, summertime, you have base almost 3 months of just whatever your parents say you're basically going to do. And I would swim in the morning, or I'd play basketball, whatever sport I was doing, and then we get home, and where I'm from, it's very known to get to 115 degrees Fahrenheit. I don't know what that is in Celsius, but it gets really warm because it's by Death Valley. And so sometimes you're just like, well, I can't go outside. It's too hot. You'd have those days where you could go out and ride your bike for miles on end. But then there was the days when you literally just felt your skin melting. So you're just kind of like, I'm just going to stay home and play some video games. And then PlayStation 2, my brother got Grand Theft Auto 3, I think it was. And then Vice
Oh yeah,
City.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Those two,
Oh yeah.
we played those a lot.
Yes, me too. Like too much. It's
Yeah,
unhealthy how much I played it. Yeah.
exactly. I mean, I could, to this day, I will still just randomly quote it, and my brother will know what I'm saying, and so do my parents. Like, if you say certain things to them, they'll just be like, "We should have never let you play that game, especially at that age." uh,
Yeah, yeah. Actually, that is true. I was 10 years old when I first played GTA 3, and for the longest time, I kept saying to my friends, "Senor Dickhead," which is said in the intro of the game.
yes.
Yeah, I kept saying it all the time, "Senor
Well, do
Dickhead,
you
Senor Dickhead."
do you remember the like the drunk people that you would buy, like go by with by the bars and stuff like that? There was one guy. This is a terrible line, but you bump into him and he just look at you and he just goes, "My mother's my sister," and you're just,
Yeah,
"Excuse me?"
that was the third one, wasn't it? That was the third one. I
Yes,
swear that was.
yes.
Yeah.
And I'll just randomly say that to this day.
No, fair enough. I don't even think you needed to bump into that guy from the say. I just kept hearing that when I was
No,
walking around and stuff. I was like, what the fuck?
just like, wait, what did he just say?
Yeah, it was the adverts as well, the commercials, should I say, the, radio commercials that made me laugh the
Hmm.
most, especially on, Vice City. I do remember it was what was it, Flashback FM, the best, music for me was on that, radio channel on that game. And I remember one of them, I think it was one of the adverts, on that one, where it was just this over the top, like, American Rambo style ripoff, like, he would have made a fine American. I'll cry when I'm done killing." Laughed my ass off. Oops, not the mic. But yeah, pissed
Yeah.
myself. I loved all that. Yeah, that was badass
That
back
was
in the
great.
day, man. Yeah, I remember that.
It really was.
Yeah, yeah, badass. Yeah, can you talk to me anyway about your like all-time favorite movies and stuff? Like, what connects with you the most?
Well, my all-time favorite movies are The Lord of the Rings. I
Hmm.
as soon as I saw those movies, I was absolutely sold. Like I just like, how do you get any better than these movies? Because I don't care what people, oh, they're too long. If you can sit there and watch 10 hours of a TV show and you can't watch almost a 4 hour movie of just straight storytelling and action, I mean, it's full of it. It's like, how are you bored with this? I don't get it.
Hmm.
I mean, to each their own, but you know what I mean. But
Of course.
those movies, because I didn't get to see the first one in theaters because my mom had took my brother, because my brother's 3 years older than me, and she took him, and I think he even sat there and said, he goes, well, why didn't you bring Ashley? And she just was like, well, I just don't think that she'd like these. And my brother was like, are you insane? Like, she would love these. So when they came out to rent, I remember it was a super, super hot day. And my mom, after swim practice in the morning, she took us to Blockbuster. And my brother was like, we're just getting this. We'll just watch these. So I watched The Fellowship for the first time. And I was just like, oh my God, I need more of this. And then I saw every one of them after that, the last two in theaters. And I mean, I even saw the Hobbit movies too. But the third one, The Return of the King, I I always have like this like thing about it because um I think I was a freshman, which was like grade 9 or something, and my brother was a senior in high school, so it was his last year of just public school, and he was like, "Well, I got his midnight tickets." Well, midnight. It started at like 9 o'clock for the Return of the King, and it was just me and him, and we went and saw it. And that was the only way I could see certain movies like past a certain time at that point because I was with my brother. My
Yeah,
parents
I
were like,
get it.
okay, yeah, it's okay if you're with your brother. But I remember at the end when they're sending Bilbo off, and the elves and Frodo and stuff, and they're getting on the boat, the film caught fire because the projector in our crappy theater couldn't handle how long this movie was. So they turned the lights on, and everybody in the theater was just like, "Are you kidding?" Like, they were so mad. And then they opened up the little window and they're like, "It's okay. We're fixing it right now. Don't worry about it." And
Holy
so
shit.
they cut it, and they cut like just a little scene because they were up there watching it too. Let's be real, who wasn't? And so they had spliced it so then we could finish the movie. And then I think a day or two later, I went with my mom, and I could see that little frame of where they split because the freaking thing caught on fire. But I don't know, like those just those just like really do it for me. Those are my absolute favorites, like, of all time.
Yeah, I don't blame you. What a memory though, man. That they caught fire. It wasn't even the extended cut back then as well. That would have been what,
No,
2000 like three or something like that, wasn't it?
it was 2003. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, it wasn't even the extended cut. That is bonkers to me. But yeah, damn. I do remember that Return of the King was the first time I went to the cinema and everyone clapped at the end. I do remember that.
Yes,
Um,
me too.
yeah, it was exquisite. It was exquisite filmmaking. I wasn't particularly a fan of the Hobbit films, but they were okay in my opinion.
Yeah,
Mainly, I just mainly liked them for Smaug. That was the main reason why. Um,
yeah.
Other than that, that's about it really. I wasn't a big fan of those films, but they're okay.
Another favorite, my favorite John Carpenter movie and horror movie is Halloween. That was one of my first horror movies I've ever seen, and I I don't know. It is just so simple that I love it. And he's so creepy. I mean, you're running and he's two steps behind you. Like, excuse me, how did you get here? And there's not lots going on, but I don't care. Like, I'm not, as much as I love Lord of the Rings and there's just tons going on, I also really just appreciate just simple or straightforward things as well.
Sure,
And
sure.
I don't know. It just, that movie is, I can watch it endlessly and never be tired of it. So following that is the thing. I mean, I go back and forth, but if I'm being honest, I've seen Halloween and I've loved Halloween longer than the thing because I don't think I watched the thing until I was maybe a preteen or something like that, like teenage maybe. And that, like, that blows my mind that it was a flop. Like, what were people thinking back in the 80s? I mean, I was born in the 80s, but still, what were you doing?
Yeah, no,
Um,
I understand completely with that. That is baffling. Because literally John Carpenter's The Thing is literally my favorite horror film of all time. I like it just one notch above Alien and Aliens. Like I like it that much.
yes.
If I if I was to talk about my all-time like top 10 favorite films, I did work this out about a year ago.
Hmm.
John Carpenter's The Thing is number 6 for me. It's my sixth like favorite movie ever. It's just so relentlessly ingenious. I just cannot get over how good that film is, and how the fuck did a film like that flop? Just they say that it's because of like it came out this around the same time as ET, and it's like I don't give a fuck. I don't care. How the
Yeah,
hell does that dictate it? I don't give a shit. Like, what are you talking about? It is
yeah,
baffling to me how that film flopped. I'm glad it got the respect it eventually deserved, but that is just crazy. Add to
yeah.
that Rob Bottin. I don't know how to say his last name. Rob Bottin or Rob Bottin. I don't know how you say his name. He's the guy
Okay.
who made the special effects for the thing.
Yes.
Uh, he,
Okay.
and he was there in his early 20s making it, and he worked so hard on it for like over a year without a single day off. And eventually, he worked so hard on those special effects that he got incredibly sick and was hospitalized due to exhaustion, which is just insane. He went through all of this shit to get it made, and for all of that effort, his movie flops. Are you joking? Like, for all
But
of that ingenious shit?
it's so ridiculous, honestly. I
Mhm,
told my parents that because I think I think my mom was still in high school. My dad basically was just kind of out of high school. And I told him, I was like, you guys saw that movie, right?" And my mom was like, "Yeah, of course we did. Like, that movie's
mhm.
awesome." I was like, "Well, did you know it flopped?" And she just, How? Why?" I'm like, "Yeah, I don't know, mom. You were alive then. I wasn't." But yeah, that movie is just, it's just so, there's nothing wrong with it. It's perfect, basically. I love it. I personally have no idea how you made a top 10 movies of all time because I would, ooh, I'd be battling with myself to get a top 10.
Yeah, I don't know what comes after 7. It's pretty much, yeah, pretty much the reason why I know all of this is because of, I know he follows you, I don't know if you follow him on Instagram. Do you know Total Movie Recall? Do you know him?
Yeah, I follow him.
Yeah, yeah, okay. Yeah, well, he's a good buddy of mine. We make content quite a lot, and,
Hmm.
yeah, I love the guy, Ellis. Shout out to you, Ellis, you're awesome. We just got talking about our, like, all-time favorite films on one of his YouTube videos, which he does occasionally. and I had to
Mhm.
work it out and stuff. And I did the top five, and then I worked it out for myself. It was like, yeah, after seven, I just got lost. I do get lost. I know what my top seven are. I just don't know what comes after that. I have no clue. But
Well,
yeah,
what's your number 1?
it's that one. It alternates between three movies. I
Okay.
think it's The Great Escape. I'm
Okay.
positive it is The Great Escape. Whenever I watch The Great Escape, I'm like, "Look, this is perfection. This is the best film ever." But then I watched the Star Wars trilogy, which I
Mhm.
consider the original trilogy to me is like what Lord of the Rings is to you. It's like one whole film that you cannot split up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, Star Wars trilogy would be that, but then also Terminator 2. I
Oh.
watched that as well, and I'm like, yeah, it's this. So whenever I watch one of those three films, I keep
Mhm.
thinking, oh, it's this one. If I watch Terminator 2, I'm like, oh, forget Great Escape. How could it not be this? You know what I mean? So it keeps changing.
Yeah.
It just happens. So yeah, that happens. And there's just too many perfect films out there, man. You know what I mean?
They're really, and all 3 of those are absolutely top tier. I love those movies. I haven't watched The Great Escape in such a long time, but I do recall it being freaking fantastic. But other movies, I guess, that are my top. Well, obviously, is Wizard of Oz. I I
Oh,
remember watching that as a kid, and I was just like, this
same.
movie is so weird, and I love it. the the uh, the witch never scared me. I thought she was really
Hmm.
cool looking, but the monkeys, those flying monkeys, I was like, no, thank you. I'm checking out with those things. But I don't know, and I was always a Tin Man. Like I loved the Tin Man. I mean, I loved
Hmm.
everybody in it. Besides, I don't know, the lion always got on my nerves. He still does. But if I'm being honest,
Pretty man, pretty man.
I just sit there. I'm like, oh, stop it. But I still love it because he has his purpose in the movie. You know what I mean?
I get
But
it. I get it.
I to me, I mean, it goes from that like oh my god, the word is escaping me, but the other like black and white type deal into just full color. I
Hmm.
just was like, what in the world is this movie? And it is so amazing. And
Hmm.
I don't know why, but that movie has always stuck with me. Every time I rewatch it, I'm just like, this movie is incredible. And it was made in what, the 30s or something like that?
Yeah, 30s it was.
It,
Yeah,
that's almost 100 years ago. Like, that's wild.
I
But
know. Absolutely,
I don't know what I say.
it
Lord
is
of the
power.
Rings,
It's powerful.
it really is. Like, there's, and all the acting is really great too. Like, I have no complaints other than, I mean, I'm just not a big fan of the lion, but I know he still did a great job, and the costumes were incredible. Like,
Hmm.
can we go back to that, please? Not superhero stuff all the time. I don't mind
Hmm.
superhero, but like constantly, please.
But I think we've all started getting a bit sick of that.
um, I kind of checked out after Endgame. I've tried to watch other Marvel. I
Hmm.
It's just not my jam anymore because
Yeah, after No
those
Way Home, I kind of stopped.
yeah, and see, a lot of people were like, oh, you should watch this because you liked, you know, those movies. I'm like, yeah, but Spider-Man's cool and all, but he's not my favorite. So I don't
Okay,
know if, but see, I like Tobey Maguire. He is my Spider-Man. He will always be my Spider-Man.
same,
I
same.
I don't mind the other two. Like, they don't bug me. It's just kind of like he's my fave. But I don't know. But I love those experiences of watching those first Marvel movies and then
Hmm.
Infinity War and Endgame.
Oh yeah,
I You can't. It's like what it was like watching Lord of the Rings again. You're just like, everybody was so happy, well, that they existed basically.
of course.
But I don't know. And then, but I like DC a little bit more. I'm more of a
Oh, do
Batman
you?
fan.
Okay,
Yeah.
I see.
But do I think they're all fantastic? No. But Batman, ooh, I'll watch any iteration of Batman on the planet, and I haven't seen a bad one yet.
Mhm. Does that include Batman and Robin?
Dude, that was so fun. I remember going to see that when I was a kid. It was one of those movies
Yeah.
that we begged my parents to let us go see, during the summertime. And they were just like, whatever, we'll buy you some tickets, have fun. And you just never forget the nipples on Batman's suit.
Right. Right there. Right there. That is I literally just heard that sentence for the first time ever. That's just weird when you hear something that's never been said before in your life. You never forget the nipples.
You're welcome.
Especially when it's a childhood memory. That just adds an extra layer of creep
It's
to that. That's
well, because
amazing.
I was like, why does he? Why? I mean, I know that dudes have those, but like, why is that on his suit? It doesn't need to be there.
Almost 3 decades later, we still don't know why that happened, but there we go.
I think it was George Clooney's request, honestly. I want to be different, so add those to the suit, please.
I'll just add a fat ass if it's me. I'd do that any day. I'll be the world's fattest
Ah.
Batman. That's what I'd do if I was doing it. That's what it would be. I just turn up like, I'm Bat, I'm Batman. That's what it would be. Yeah, just can you please educate a dumb little English boy like me? Over there in the States, but how many like stores are there that actually sell movies like brand new, like physical copies of movies brand new?
Well,
Because
where
I
I
know of
live,
Walmart and Target. I know, oh, and Best Buy. I know those three.
that's that's about it where I live. Because I mean, I
Mhm.
won't lie to you. I live in about the size of town that I used to live in California. So the fact that we even have a Target is bigger than what I had it in my old town. But we
Mhm.
used to have like Suncoast Records, and um, I remember we used to have a Virgin Records in this mall that was in a city, and that place was heavenly. And then I remember when I would go to LA, I would always go to Amoeba Records, and they had imports, they had brand new releases, they had every thing of physical media that you could possibly think of. I mean, they had books, they had everything. It's kind of like Barnes, because Barnes and Noble will also have it too, but they ask way too
Mhm.
much money. Like they'll put a $50 price tag on a brand new 4K. It's like, sweetie, stop.
Oh no,
That's not
no,
worth
no, no,
that.
no, no.
No,
Yeah, no.
but
Barnes and Noble. I know the name. I know the name. I know the name Barnes and
well,
Noble.
because that's where we all get Criterions from.
Oh, okay.
That most people do. But if I get like my imports that I buy, like let me see. I think yeah, like this little thing right here.
Mhm.
This is a
Mhm.
German media book, okay? I got this from
Okay.
Orbit DVD. If we didn't have webs like places like that, I would never get this. You know what I
Yeah, I
mean?
dig it. I dig it. So you are clearly
So,
very, very passionate about Halloween 3 Season of the Witch. I dig it.
actually I like it, but look at this art. Excuse me, look at that art. Of course I'm going to buy that. Like, get
Yeah, I
out of
dig
here.
it. I dig it. I understand. I'm going to be spending truck tons of money in a couple months because one of my favorite movies of all time, the original Wicker Man, is it's coming to 4K Blu-ray soon, and there's multiple versions coming out, and it's like Mr. Badger's spending money on all of them. I understand it. I understand the artwork, man. It can get you. It grabs you. I get it. Yeah,
It
over here
does.
in the UK, it's sadly very boring in that regard. Because there's only one shop left now that actually sells physical media like completely brand new that donates money to the industry overall. That contributes to it, should I say. It's HMV. That's all we've got over here is HMV. And I'm blessed that I work there. I work in my favorite
Yeah.
shop of all time. It's freaking great.
Yeah.
And I do know from experience now that physical media isn't dying out as much as I thought. It's just becoming a bit more niche.
Hmm.
For the most part, the people who I serve are big time fans of all of it. Vinyl, CDs, Blu-rays,
Hmm.
DVDs, and it's just more of a niche market now. They're just big time fans because if they weren't big time fans, they can just sit at home and pay £6 for Netflix, and they're fine.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's pretty banging. Like, I love it very much. The job is satisfying, and the people are great, and they're very passionate. But still, England doesn't have anywhere else left anymore. We don't have Blockbuster anymore. That place closed down over 10 years ago. The only other place that we've got in England that's mainstream is a place called CEX, and I freaking hate it. I hate that place so much. I hate it so much. Pretty
Really?
much, like, just pretty much, this is the thing. It's a second-hand shop, so it's handy if you want to go there and trade something in. You can get some money for it. That's fine.
Hmm.
But when it comes to the stuff that they sell there, when they choose to sell it, it's awful. Loads of it is just it's dirty. All of the annoying stickers on their secondhand Blu-rays, as soon as you peel them off, it just leaves this horrible sticky thing on there. That
Oh.
every time you touch, it just sticks to your hands. I've tried getting it
Hmm.
off with all sorts of like alcohol wipes and stuff, but it doesn't work. It's just so unpleasant. Like, when you walk in there, it's like, holy moly! Like, I can spend £1 and I can get one Blu-ray and stuff, and it's like, it sounds good. But
Yeah.
the amount of times I've gone home and then said, "Oh, fuck this," and then I've just gone back and given it back to them. It's actually quite scary how much that's happened. So after about a year of doing it, I was like, yeah, I'm not doing this anymore. Plus, all the money I'm giving these people, it's not going to Hollywood. It's not going to the industry. I'm not
Hmm.
giving them my numbers, so to speak. And
Hmm.
considering that the art is dying out, I just much rather contribute to the industry rather than giving money to these people who are not at all taking care of their Blu-rays and stuff. It's like, oh, nah.
Yeah.
So I just don't bother with it. So that is mainstream and that is left, but I don't want to contribute to it. All I've got is HMB. So we're sadly not blessed with Target, Best Buy, Walmart. We're not blessed with that, sadly. And I really do I want to.
Yeah. Well, I mean, where I live, it's kind of scarce though, because I
Okay.
have one like little center thing, and then this one little end cap of movies at Best Buy. Like when I see people on YouTube when they go and on their Blu-ray hunts or whatever, and they'll be
Yeah.
like, "Oh, all these movies are leaving," and I'm like, "At least you have an aisle. I don't even have that. Mine's just like, here's some. Here's like
Oh wow.
the newest one." That's why
Mhm.
when people say they can't find something or whatever the case may be, I've I've been ordering online for many years now because it's the only way I can get it. So when I see people complain about them still having at least an aisle of movies, I'm just like, can you please be grateful? Because some of us don't even have that. And if you have an aisle of movies, it's at Walmart, and 99% of them are DVDs. And I'm just,
No.
I don't want a DVD.
Yeah,
I'll
I'm the
only
same.
get
I'm the
one. Yeah. It's like, why do, I mean, I love the collecting aspect because I mean, I have VHS
same.
and
Yes.
I have
It's great.
DVDs, but it's fun. That's the collecting. I don't really watch them per se because I'm like, no, I'm still, no offense, no offense, but like I'm still trying to see the draw of 4K because
Okay.
most 4K movies are just whatever to me. I
Okay.
mean, I can kind of see, and I'm somebody who is very visual. Obviously, I'm a photographer, and
Yeah, yeah.
I'm just like this. I don't know. It looks okay, and people are like, "Well, it's your setup." No, it's not my setup, and I have a surround system and stuff like that. I don't have a sound bar, and I'm not shitting on people that do, but like I have the full experience, and it's just like, sorry, I'm
Yeah, you're
just
not seeing it.
some some Blu-rays look better even in the 4K player. Like the 4K player, upscales it. So I'm sitting
Oh, I
there
didn't know that.
watching this. Yeah, they'll even do it with DVDs. I watched it. What was it? Airheads, and that's the only
Oh
way you can
yeah,
get it
boys.
is yeah on DVD. So I put it in my 4K player, and I was like, holy crap! I mean, it doesn't look, you know, like a 4K or like a Blu-ray, but it made it sharper and it didn't look as choppy as most DVDs do. So I was like, wow,
Yeah,
this is incredible.
I understand that I can understand. My PlayStation 5, it does upscale DVDs. I've
Hmm.
got a 75-inch TV, and DVDs still look relatively decent on there.
Hmm.
So hey, it clearly does something right. I do agree as well because I don't think this is actually open for debate. The jump from regular Blu-ray to 4K Blu-ray, it's not as crazy as, let's say, VHS to DVD. It just isn't.
Oh no.
Um, I don't even think you can debate that. I don't even think that's subjective. That is objectively true, right? Um,
It is.
so but with that being said, a lot of what I've seen on 4K, yeah, for me, it's been totally worth it. I absolutely adore a lot of what I've seen, even though the jump isn't too crazy. A lot of it
Yeah.
I do love. So for example, the Tom Cruise film, War of the Worlds, Steven Spielberg's one. I
Hmm.
recognize it's got a load of hate, and that's fine. But I happen to fucking adore that film. I think it's mad
I like it.
underrated in my yeah, fair. I'm a big fan of it. And the
Hmm.
4K on that, I think most of it just looks fucking badass. Top Gun Maverick was astonishing as well
Ooh.
on there.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I'm not even a big Top Gun fan, but I recently got on board that train recently, checked out the original and then the sequel. Really liked them
Yeah.
both. And the 4K for both were just fucking badass. Things like that are cool, but I understand when you say, hey, it might not be the craziest thing to you. I understand. I don't take you as some hipster just trying to stand out. I get you. I
No.
understand.
I could care less about being a hipster. But yeah, I mean, granted, I'm glad that it exists because I wouldn't have certain movies, like, say, Dawn of the Dead. I didn't have the DVD of that. And so, and then I never got the Blu ray because I think at the time I really wasn't collecting. And I mean, I love Dawn of the Dead, it's one of my favorites, but Night of the Living Dead is my favorite zombie movie. So I
Okay.
have ridiculous amounts of versions of Night of the Living Dead, but I only have the one, which is the second sight one, which is it's actually this one. I don't have the big chunky one. I just have the
Mhm.
standard, I guess that's what this one is. So I'm glad that 4K exists because I wouldn't have this movie
Yeah,
if
yeah, there
it didn't. You know what I mean?
you Mhm.
And then you have certain movies that should have 4Ks or should be released in 4K here because it's an American movie, but it gets 4Ks over in England, and you're just make that make sense.
I dig
But
it. I
I
dig it.
mean, I don't have a problem importing anything. I don't really care. It's like, well, I want the movie, so I'm gonna get it.
Yeah, by the way, I wanted to ask you as well about your favorite physical media stuff that you've got. Do you have anything that's like truly special to you?
Um, well, truly special, or do you just want me to just do like some favorites? Because I just pulled favorites.
Any of them?
Do you want me to just do that? Okay.
Yeah, go for
Well,
it. Go for it. It's all good.
I would say my favorite Steelbook, but it's in the Titans of Cult um, one of the
Yeah.
Thing.
Hmm.
And here, I'll take it out because it's
Oh man.
it's
Hello.
my it's my favorite. I have the Best Buy exclusive one as well, and it's the one when the faces are like attached to each other, and it's kind of
Two
like this
Face.
background. But I don't know this one. I mean, look at that! Isn't it just pretty? And then it's got the it's got this on the back of it.
Will do you
I'm just
last.
so that's my favorite. I'll just put this over here. Deal with it later. Aside from that, I love this from 101 Films, Ghost Watch. Have you seen this?
Actually, I don't even think I've heard of it.
Oh my, it's It's a UK movie too, sir. Are you serious?
Ghost
You've never seen
Watch.
it? Yeah.
Give me
It
give me a
came out,
second. Let me look this up. Okay, by all means, you go and explain it to me, please. Like, explain the
I
film to
think it
me.
came out in the 90s. So it's, do you like found footage?
Absolutely, I do. In fact, I'm working on a review
Okay.
of a found footage film right
Oh
now.
shit.
But yeah, go on.
Okay. Well, this is kind of like a, I don't know if you've seen the Wreck movies or Quarantine, because Quarantine was the remake of Wreck.
Oh yeah, I
So
refuse to watch the remake because I love the original so much. So I'm like, yeah, I don't want to
I
bother.
love
Yeah, go on.
I love Wreck, but
Yeah,
this is kind of in that style. But it's
I
about,
see.
ghosts and stuff, and it's like a news broadcast, and they basically open up a portal and shit like that. And I'm just like, this. I hadn't seen this until just, I think, the end of last year when I bought this. It's good, but
I roughly have heard of this. I've roughly heard of it. Like it did convince people that
okay.
it was real or something like that, right? If I'm
Yes,
not
yes.
mistaken.
It said
Viewers.
it came out in 1992, so
Okay. I
I
was probably
watched
turning
that.
1 when it came out.
Hey, I was 3. It's not like I saw it then either. But so this is my favorite version of Night of the Living Dead, and this is a German steelbook. I mean, look at this.
Sexy.
Look at this thing.
Yeah, sexy.
I
Sexy.
mean, how? That's perfect.
Mhm.
And then, of course, my chunky steelbook box set of Lord of the Rings. I have to have these.
Yeah, man.
And I don't know. I don't know which one's my
Is
favorite though, because
is that
I mean, look
Best
at that.
Buy?
So Best Buy had them, and I remember Zavvi had them. I think if that's how you say the
Uh,
damn name, but
mhm.
they had they had them, but I got it through Best Buy, and then you got the Two Towers. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
ooh. But this one, how do you got Gollum just chilling in the
Mhm.
middle. Love it. Love
Yeah, that is
it.
badass. That is awesome.
So these two steelbooks are the steelbooks that got me back into collecting, honestly. I,
Okay.
I, I kind of would just buy like the Blu-ray, like whatever. Who gives a shit? I just have the movie. But these two, Best Buy put these out.
Ooh.
So this is the Halloween, and then the,
Mhm.
the Evil Dead 1 and 2. And they have
Oh,
slips,
nice.
So the thing comes off, and you have just Michael Myers, and
Oh,
then you
yeah,
have
yeah, yeah.
Jamie Lee on the back.
Yeah,
And then
badass.
this one, oh my God, take that off. Look at that.
Mamma mia. Mamma
It,
mia. Oh, hell
dude,
yeah, yeah, man, I love it.
dude,
They got the
yeah,
vortex in the background with the hash. I
yes.
love it.
So those were the two that started my unhealthy collecting again. But I don't mind it because I enjoy it. And then this is, I never got into Giallo films until the end of last year. I started watching some,
What's
and
that?
like Dario Argento movies and Fulci films, like Zombie. Have you seen that movie?
Okay. No, I
And
haven't.
so Dario did like Suspiria, like the original one, and
Mhm.
that's the one
I'm
that
yet to check
most
any of
people
them
know.
out.
So this is my favorite of his, and Tenebrae. Oh my god, dude, I love this, and this is from Synapse or whatever the hell people call it, other things, but that's what it's pronounced to me.
Yeah.
But that's my favorite of that.
Mhm.
And then I have this. I can't remember the place. It's either Japanese or Chinese, just by the writing. But I have this like really. Did you watch Spencer with Kristen
I've never
Stewart?
heard of that either.
Okay, so she plays Princess Diana in this movie, and she actually got
Okay.
nominated for an Oscar for this movie. It
Okay.
came out in 2021, I believe. So this just got just like a normal Blu-ray here in the States, which
Mhm.
sucks, but this one guy that I follow, I can't remember who it was on Instagram, but he posted that he got this, and I'm like, excuse me, where did you get that? Because I want it. But I haven't even opened it because I don't want to. I just don't want to. I'll use my throwaway one when I watch the movie.
I dig it.
And
All right, that's
then
another
my
one I got
last
to
one,
look into.
it's good. It's very it's a very different kind of movie, but like not in a bad way, if that makes sense. You know what I mean?
I dig it. Hmm.
And then this is probably my favorite box set out of my Lord of the Rings, besides my Lord of the Rings, I should say, which is my Ghostbusters. It's literally
Sexy.
the trap.
Oh shit.
Yes.
Oh shit.
So even when you take the movies out,
Wait,
so
what the
you don't even,
fuck?
yeah. So you get the
Oh
first one,
shit.
second one, Afterlife, and then you get like, like books and some special features. You don't get the 2016 one. They threw a digital code in for that movie because they were bitching. The director bitched about it, that it wasn't
Okay.
in there. And it was like, nobody wants that movie, so it's fine.
I haven't seen
But let
that
me see.
one, so I wouldn't know.
It's bad. And it glows. I
Oh
mean, look at that.
shit!
Isn't that
Whoa!
awesome?
It glows. Wait, wait. So does it actually have lights in there, or does it actually have
Yeah.
glow in the dark
So
material?
let me see if
Okay.
it'll do it, because sometimes it's touchy. Open.
Okay.
Yeah. See the lights right
Jeez,
there?
Louis, that is fucking badass. I've never heard of that before. That's amazing.
Well, because, dude, as soon as this one went up, it sold out like in minutes. I I remember all these people were so like bummed that because there's like all that price point is just ridiculous.
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
mean, I totally understand. But at the time, what I was making, it's kind of just like who cares? I have me and my dog to support, so I don't really give a shit. I can drop
Yeah.
that kind of money. But and when I saw that, I was just like, yes, please, because I always wanted a really
Oh
cool
yeah.
version of the Ghostbusters movies.
Damn
But yeah,
straight. No, that is
that's
badass. I love that.
those are my favorites that I chose. I mean, I have a
Mhm.
ton. I have a ton more.
How many like do you actually own? Do you know roughly how many films you have?
So I have about, what was it, 1,400, a little over
She
1,400.
love it. Love it.
Yeah,
That's badass.
I well, I also, because I do have the mindset of like I just want the movie because I don't have streaming. I will buy a movie for $3. It's like
Mhm.
from different sites that will have sales and stuff. So I'll just do that, and if like a really cool version comes out, I'll buy that if I really like the movie. Because I mean, I don't just drop money on movies that suck. Unless
Of
it's like in
course.
a box set, you're just like, well, I'm kind of just dealt with that hand.
Yeah,
So,
I dig it. Do you have any like plans coming up? Like, do you know what you want to do with your love for movies? Is it just collecting? Do you intend on doing something involved with movies? Because you are a photographer. Do you intend on doing camera work or anything along those lines? Like, what does the future hold for Zombie Girl?
um, I won't lie, I do get kind of burned out with posting things sometimes,
Okay.
but it's not so much the fact that I'm gonna just stop type deal. That's not gonna happen because I do enjoy doing photography. Um,
Mhm.
because I mean, I just really miss doing concert photography because that's what got me into photography. Because I was
I
like, okay,
see.
when I was younger, I was just like, I really like being in film. I like films, and then I took film classes in high school, and then made a couple films in high school. They're absolute garbage, but you're 16, 17, who cares?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
but I don't know, like sometimes I have considered. starting a YouTube channel just because
Hmm.
I like to talk about it, and but I don't know, I've just never done it for some reason. And but I don't know. I aside from concert photography, I always did like nature photography. And where I live now is just absolutely plentiful with my opportunities to take pictures.
Hmm.
So I just need to get pushed back into that because the last year hasn't been the greatest of years, but it also hasn't been the shittiest of years, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like, there's been a lot of positive, but then there's been a lot of like, oh, damn, like reality checks. Let's put it that way. But
Okay.
I don't know. Like, I just kind of, I like being creative. And I feel like I was in like kind of like a lull for too long. So I would like to push myself, get out there again, I guess you'd say. And the
Hmm.
fact that, people actually are doing shows and all that stuff again. But I don't know, like, would it be cool to make a movie? Of course. Because I also write. Well, I used to. I haven't done it
Hmm.
in a handful of years, but and of course it's nothing that anybody has seen. Probably, I think maybe my mom has.
I
But
see. I see.
yeah, and that was always my one strong, always my super strong, suit in school is I could write. And
Hmm.
I would always throw my teachers off with that because I was always the kid that just I didn't give a shit about being at school. I hated it. It was boring
Yeah.
beyond belief to me.
Hmm.
So I was just like I was either getting in trouble or I just would fall asleep. And so there
Hmm.
would be like, oh, okay, well, can you write an essay on like Romeo and Juliet? Okay, and I'd write it and give
Hmm.
it to them, and they'd just be like, wait, you actually read it? I'm like, yeah, just not here. I read it at home.
I dig it. I
But
dig it.
yeah, I don't know. I would like to do that, and I, I wouldn't mind doing more stuff like this either, because this is the first time I've
Hmm.
done it, as you know, and
Hmm.
because I'm not afraid to be on camera, so I guess that's a positive.
Of
So
course.
maybe it's just the fact that I just needed the little push to actually do it. You know what I mean? And
Well, if this has helped, awesome.
yeah, who knows? And it's reassuring to know that I don't have an annoying voice, as so I've been told. I mean, I could be, I could have one to somebody else, but I don't care.
No, you do not
But
have an annoying voice. No.
well, I appreciate that because that's like a fear. You can't hear yourself, and then when you hear yourself recorded, you're just kind of like, oh Lord, what is that? But then when other people are like, no, you don't sound terrible or anything. Oh, okay, thanks. I'm not trying to be a singer. I'm just talking. But
Well,
yeah,
yeah,
I don't
you
know.
can obviously speak well about films. You can do that well. You're not stammering. You're constantly stuttering and struggling to think of things to say. So you're obviously good
Oh,
at this. You're obviously not camera shy, which is fine. And yeah, if you want to get involved with the YouTube game and stuff, I'm no expert. I've only got like 400 subscribers or something, but it is a lot of hard work. It really can be quite devastating sometimes, but you just got to power through.
yeah.
It's what it's just about. It's some of my videos, the longer ones in particular, are just unbelievably hard to make. It's why I've got a great deal of respect for YouTubers that make long videos. For
Oh,
example,
yeah.
I've done these two long video reviews based on two horror genres. One of them was Jeepers Creepers, where I reviewed the first three Jeepers Creepers films. That was almost an hour long, and
Hmm.
that took me a good month or two to make. And I also did an hour long video of the Saw franchise, the first like eight films, I believe. Yeah, it was just insanely hard work. It was just crazy. And things like that, if you're going to dedicate yourself to bigger projects and stuff, it can take months of effort. So
Yeah.
yeah, if you'd be willing to do it and you think you won't get burnt out with it, then by all means give it a go. Because you're obviously good at it. You should give it a try. You should do it. Try something new.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a while. I mean, I moved somewhere completely new, so might as well just try something
Mhm.
completely new again. But
Go for it.
I mean, that's my thing though, is that I'm not exactly afraid of doing new things. I just have to get myself to that point to push myself to do it. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And I don't give a shit what anybody tells you. I don't know if you've ever talked to another photographer, but if you don't find your rhythm and or your style, I guess you'd say, of how you shoot and how you edit, you you're going to be lost in the sense of like you're just it's going to take forever and a freaking day to edit something. Cuz I mean, photos
Mhm.
take long. I'm not saying they take as long as videos. I know that those take way longer. But
Mhm.
it's like you have to find your little style about it. Kind of like how my photos on Instagram are. I found exactly how I wanted to edit it, and I just that's every time I take a picture, that's exactly same presets every time, and that's why it meshes with everything else. And
Mhm.
I try to tell people, and I'm like, you're taking a really great photo, you really are, like it's a good photo, but I'm going to tell you something that's going to step it up is if you edit it, and lighting is absolute key to everything.
Mhm.
So that's why, like, I sit there, I'm like, man, this photo is so good. Sometimes I will even take people that I'm really like cool with. I will like screenshot their photo, and I'm just having the screenshot. I don't have the actual photo. But even when I edit it, and it takes me like 5 seconds because I'm used to my thing that I do. I mean, it stepped it up because I'm like I said, it's a good photo. Just got to edit it if you want to go there type deal. But some people are just like, hey, look at my new movie, and that's great. Like I get excited because
Mhm.
I'm like, dude, I may absolutely hate that movie, but you are so excited about it. That's awesome. Like let me
It
like it for you.
spreads. Mhm.
Yes, because I mean I know there's plenty of stuff that people don't like that I post or agree with. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Because I mean most people come to my page expecting just straight up horror, and I'm like, that's my favorite genre, but
Mhm.
sorry, I like everything. I
You
will go
like them
from
all.
yeah, I will go from, cabin in the woods to bring it on. I don't care. It's just whatever I'm feeling.
Mhm. I
But
dig
yeah,
it.
I don't know. Maybe I should just try it. Just do it.
Mhm. Absolutely. You clearly got an eye for it. For the pictures, you're obviously passionate and you know what you're talking about. So yeah, absolutely. Give it a go, man. That'll be badass. Hopefully there'll be some more videos like this that you can get involved with as well. I do intend
Mm.
on bringing multiple people on and just shoot the shit, so to speak. So yeah, by all means, I'd gladly have you back, Ashley. That'll be badass.
Well, I will gladly participate if you want me back.
Absolutely. Just bring Pilgrim next time.
I will. I mean, he had a day because he got his nails trimmed, so he's not a fan of that. I'm just like, no, you go out in the living room, hang out there.
I dig it. Well, yeah, okay, I guess we'll call it a day there then. So yeah, I'm gonna leave Ashley, aka Zombie Girls, Instagram link down below, and who knows? Hopefully, there'll be a little YouTube channel available for me to link up as well soon. But we'll see. All right. So yeah, thanks very much for coming on, Ashley. I appreciate it.
All right. Well, thanks for having me.
All good. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care. Stay jiggy. The Badger appreciates you.